Have you ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you went in there? Or found yourself in the middle of a sentence, grasping for a word that you know is right on the tip of your tongue, but it just vanishes? It feels like a gray cloud has descended, a frustrating, sometimes frightening mental fog. If you've ever felt that, you know it's more than just a senior moment. It's a feeling that can spark a deep and persistent worry, a quiet question that whispers in the back of your mind. Is this it? Is this the beginning of something more serious? And if you've ever told yourself, well, this is just a normal part of getting older, I am here today to respectfully and wholeheartedly challenge that idea. Significant cognitive decline is not, I repeat, not a mandatory part of aging. The National Institute on Aging confirms that while some minor changes can occur, many people maintain excellent cognitive function well into their later years. That frustrating mental cloudiness you're experiencing has a name: brain fog, and more importantly, it has causes that are often manageable and reversible. Today, we're not just going to talk about it. We're going to give you a powerful, practical, 2-minute tool that you can use anytime, anywhere to help clear that fog and recharge your mind. This isn't a magic pill or some unproven gimmick. It's a simple, science-backed technique called a sensory reset. And by the end of this video, you will not only know how to do it, but you'll understand exactly why it works. We're going to embark on a journey together. First, we will tackle that big looming fear head-on. We'll talk honestly about the difference between common brain fog and the more serious signs of dementia, so you can arm yourself with knowledge instead of anxiety. Then I will guide you step by step through the 2-minute sensory reset. After that, we'll peel back the curtain and look at the fascinating science behind it, involving something called the vagus nerve, which is like the secret control panel for your body's relaxation system. From there, we'll expand your mental toolkit with a few other simple exercises to keep your mind feeling sharp. And finally, we will connect all of this to some powerful lifestyle habits that can help prevent the fog from rolling in the first place. You'll definitely want to stick around for the part where we discuss a common daily habit that has a shocking connection to brain health. My goal today is to replace your worry with a sense of control and empowerment. You deserve to feel clear, confident, and like yourself again. And a quick but important reminder, I am not a doctor, and this video is for informational purposes only. The information shared here is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified health provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition. Think of this video as a helpful conversation to prepare you for a more productive discussion with your trusted healthcare professional. Let's begin by addressing the elephant in the room, the single biggest fear that often accompanies brain fog. For so many people, especially those who watched a parent or loved one go through it, that mental slowness, that word-finding difficulty, feels like the first dreaded footstep of dementia or Alzheimer's. Let's call this what it is: the looming dread. It's a completely valid and understandable fear. I want to assure you, right here and now, that experiencing brain fog is not the same as having a dementia diagnosis. It's crucial to understand the distinction, because that knowledge is your first line of defense against anxiety. The Cleveland Clinic helps us understand that brain fog isn't a formal medical condition itself. Instead, it's a term used to describe a collection of symptoms: difficulty concentrating, problems with memory, mental fatigue, and a general feeling of being off or cloudy. Think of it like a check engine light in your car. The light itself isn't the problem. It's a signal that something else needs your attention. That something else could be a wide range of things. It could be a side effect of a new medication, a vitamin deficiency like B12, chronic stress, or even just a few nights of poor sleep catching up with you. Dehydration is a massive and often overlooked culprit. So are hormonal changes, thyroid issues, and even undiagnosed food sensitivities. Dementia, on the other hand, is a specific medical diagnosis characterized by a more severe and progressive decline in cognitive function, like memory, language, and problem solving, that is significant enough to interfere with your ability to perform everyday activities. While someone with brain fog might forget why they walked into the kitchen, a person with dementia might not recognize the kitchen at all or know how to use the appliances in it. Brain fog feels like you're trying to see through a mist. Dementia is more like the landscape itself is changing. The most important takeaway here is that brain fog is often temporary and treatable once the underlying cause is identified. This is why our final point today about speaking with your doctor is the most critical piece of this entire conversation. Acknowledging that fear, but refusing to let it paralyze you, is the first step toward regaining your clarity. Now that we've put that fear in its proper place, let's talk about a tool to manage the feeling in the moment. When that wave of fogginess or frustration hits, it can trigger a cascade of anxiety. Your heart might beat a little faster, your thoughts might start to race, and you can feel overwhelmed. In these moments, you need an emergency break for your mind. That's precisely what this 2-minute sensory reset is. It is a powerful, evidence-based grounding technique designed to pull you out of that spiral of anxious thoughts and anchor you firmly in the present moment. Grounding techniques are used by therapists and psychologists worldwide to help people manage everything from panic attacks to PTSD. They work by redirecting your focus away from what's happening in your head and onto what's happening in your body and your immediate environment. It's about interrupting the feedback loop of "I can't think clearly," which leads to "oh no, what's wrong with me?" which leads to more anxiety, which makes the fog even worse. We are going to break that cycle. The technique we're going to practice is called the 5-4-3-2-1 method. It's simple, it's discreet, and you can do it anywhere, sitting in your car, waiting in line at the grocery store, or right there in your favorite armchair. The goal is to deliberately engage each of your 5 senses one by one. Are you ready? Let's try it together right now. I'll walk you through it slowly. First, just take a gentle breath in and let it out. No need to force it. Let's begin with sight. I want you to look around the room you're in and silently, to yourself, name 5 things you can see. For example, I can see the blue ceramic of my coffee mug, the light reflecting off the glass of a picture frame, the delicate veiny pattern on a leaf of my houseplant, the dark grain of the wood on my desk, the red cover of a book on the shelf. Notice their color, their shape, their texture. Now let's move to the sense of touch. Without moving, I want you to notice 4 things you can feel. I can feel the smooth, cool surface of the table under my forearms, the soft fabric of my sweater against my skin, the firm support of the chair beneath me, my feet resting flat on the floor inside my shoes. What do you feel? The weight of a necklace? The air from a vent on your skin? The texture of your pants? Identify your 4 things. Next, let's tune into our hearing. Listen carefully and identify 3 things you can hear. I can hear the low, steady hum of my computer. Far in the background, I can hear the distant sound of traffic. I can hear the sound of my own quiet breathing. What can you hear? A clock ticking? A bird outside the window? The refrigerator running? Find your 3 sounds. We're almost there. Now let's focus on our sense of smell. What are two things you can smell right now? This might require you to take a gentle breath in through your nose. Maybe it's the faint, lingering aroma of your morning coffee. Perhaps it's the clean scent of laundry detergent on your clothes. Find your two smells. And finally, the sense of taste. Bring your awareness inside your mouth and notice one thing you can taste. It might be the last remnants of your lunch, the minty taste of toothpaste, or simply the natural, neutral taste of your own mouth. Just identify that one taste. And that's it. Take another gentle breath. How do you feel? A little calmer? A little more here. You've just successfully completed the 5-4-3-2-1 sensory reset. You've brought your mind back from a place of worry and into the physical reality of the present moment. This is a tool you now have in your pocket forever. Practice it when you're not feeling foggy, so it becomes second nature when you are. It feels simple, almost too simple to be effective, doesn't it? But there is some incredible science happening behind the scenes when you do an exercise like this. This brings us to the why behind the how, and it involves a part of your body you may not have heard much about, the vagus nerve. A vagus nerve is the longest cranial nerve in your body. You can think of it as a superhighway of information, running all the way from your brainstem down through your neck, chest, and abdomen, connecting to your heart, lungs, and digestive system. It's the main component of your parasympathetic nervous system, which is a fancy way of saying it's your body's built-in rest and digest, or calm down system. When you are stressed, anxious, or in that fight or flight mode, your sympathetic nervous system is in charge. The vagus nerve is the antidote. When it's stimulated, it sends a signal to your brain that says, everything is okay. You can stand down. You are safe. It slows your heart rate, deepens your breathing, and promotes a sense of calm. So how does our little 5-4-3-2-1 exercise play into this? According to research highlighted by institutions like the Priory Group, engaging your senses in a deliberate way is a form of vagal stimulation. When you force your brain to notice the sight of a leaf, the feeling of your feet on the floor, or the sound of a ticking clock, you are activating different parts of your brain that are directly connected to this calming nerve pathway. You are essentially changing the channel in your brain from the anxiety station to the sensory awareness station. This process helps to regulate what's called your vagal tone. Think of vagal tone like muscle tone. The more you exercise it, the stronger and more efficient it becomes. The beautiful thing is, you can improve your vagal tone with simple daily practices. Let's just take a breath here. The key takeaway so far is that you have the power to interrupt that cycle of anxiety. You are not helpless against these feelings. If this information is resonating with you and you're finding it helpful, I would be so grateful if you took just a single moment to click that like button below this video. Thank you so much for that. Now that we understand the power of stimulating the vagus nerve, let's expand our toolkit beyond the 5-4-3-2-1 method. The goal is to have a few different options so you can choose what feels right in any given moment. Two of the most effective and accessible methods are deep, diaphragmatic breathing and, believe it or not, humming. First, let's talk about breathing. Here's how you do it. You can sit or lie down comfortably. Place one hand on your chest and the other on your belly. Take a slow breath in through your nose for a count of 4. And as you do, focus on letting your belly expand and push your hand out. Your chest should remain relatively still. Then, the most important part. Exhale slowly through your mouth, as if you're blowing through a straw, for a count of 6 or even 8. Making the exhale longer than the inhale is the real secret sauce. It's the long, slow exhale that fully activates the vagus nerve and tells your nervous system to relax. Now for the second tool, which might feel a little silly at first, but is remarkably effective. Humming. Yes, just a simple low hum. When you hum, the vibrations in your throat and chest directly stimulate the vagus nerve. Feel the vibration in your chest and throat. It's a wonderfully simple way to manually switch on your body's relaxation response. You can do it while you're washing dishes, driving your car, or watering your plants. Between the 5-4-3-2-1 reset, deep belly breathing, and gentle humming, you now have a versatile mental first aid kit to handle moments of overwhelm and fogginess. These immediate reset tools are invaluable, but to truly get ahead of brain fog, we need to zoom out and look at the bigger picture. Think of the sensory reset as a way to clean up a spill, but these next steps are about preventing the spill from happening in the first place. Let's start with a foundational pillar of brain health that is so often sacrificed: sleep. During sleep, your brain is actually performing critical housekeeping tasks. Think of your brain's glymphatic system as a crew of microscopic janitors. Prioritize 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep per night as the non-negotiable act of brain maintenance that it is. Flowing directly from that is the simple but profound importance of hydration. Your brain is approximately 75% water. Even mild dehydration can impair cognitive function. Keep a water bottle with you throughout the day. If you find plain water boring, try infusing it with lemon, cucumber, or mint. Now let's talk about something whose importance cannot be overstated: social connection. A comprehensive study found that the health risks of prolonged social isolation are equivalent to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. When we engage in conversation, share stories, and connect with others, we are exercising crucial parts of our brain. The empowered choice is to be fiercely proactive about connection. Schedule a weekly phone call with a friend. Join a book club, a walking group, or a volunteer organization. Even simple, daily interactions, like chatting with the cashier at the market, contribute to this vital brain protective network. You are not a burden for reaching out. You are a lifeline, both for yourself and for the person you connect with. Finally, we must touch upon what fuels your brain and how you move your body. Regular physical activity, even something as simple as a brisk 30-minute walk each day, is one of a kind of the best things you can do for your mind. And of course, what you eat matters immensely. A diet rich in fruits, vegetables, healthy fats has been repeatedly shown to support long-term brain health. You don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. Start small. Add one more serving of vegetables to your dinner. Swap a sugary soda for a glass of water. Take a 10-minute walk after lunch. Each small, positive choice is a deposit in your brain's health savings account. We have covered a tremendous amount of ground today. First, you now understand that brain fog is a symptom, not a sentence. Second, you have an immediate 2-minute tool, the 5-4-3-2-1 sensory reset. Third, you know the science behind why it works. And fourth, you have a roadmap of powerful lifestyle pillars. But this brings me to our final and most important point. It is absolutely crucial that you schedule a conversation with your doctor. Be your own best advocate. A proper medical evaluation is the only way to rule out underlying conditions. Your doctor is your partner in finding the cause. Now, I would love to hear from you. We've covered a lot, and I'm curious what resonated most. Which of these points was the biggest aha moment for you? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Reading your experiences and insights helps everyone in this community feel less alone. If you found this deep dive helpful and want more content designed to empower you on your health journey, please be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that little notification bell. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. You have the knowledge and the tools to take control of your cognitive health. Be well, stay empowered, and I'll see you in the next video.